Alright, so just got out the shower, about to roll up, and I was just thinking about what happened this morning in the last few days, really. Just I'm trying not to hit my kids. So it's what do you do when nothing else is working? So Micah been jumping all on the furniture. And then he keep getting on YouTube when I told him I don't want them on YouTube. Now it's a lot of things that they mom let him do. And it's kind of like my position is if she let him do it, ain't no point in me trying to rock the boat or go against it. But YouTube specifically, because I know how much stuff is on YouTube and how easy it is for them to be trying to watch something that's supposed to be appropriate and is not, I can't really leave the responsibility on my kids to, monitor whatever. And again, all these little things they got in place, it ain't stopping nothing. I've seen videos where you got these people on here advising kids to do stupid stuff and parents thinking that they watching age appropriate content and like people trying to convince your kids to commit suicide or trying to groom them for sexual assault and all of this stuff. So anyway, I don't want them on YouTube. That is pretty much like the one thing that I think they mom let them do that I'm just not. And it's not that I feel like they're going to do something wrong. It's just I know that it's something I don't want to have to worry about. It's just too much stuff on YouTube. So until they're older, then I will rather limit them from being on YouTube than trust that they're not going to get exposed to something I don't want them getting exposed. So anyway, so a couple things. I'm in the kitchen, and you can see from the kitchen to the living room, it's like a half wall. So this dude is jumping from the ottoman to the couch. And I call him in the kitchen and I'm like, hey man, where is it appropriate for you to jump on furniture and play on furniture? He said nowhere. Right. So why do you keep doing it? He don't got no answer. He shy, bashful. He always laughing at me when I'm talking to him because I don't want him to be scared of me. He not scared of me. But sometimes I gotta rein him back in. Like, yo, I'm serious right now. I'm not playing with you. You need to listen. So I asked him a series of questions, basically, why he's not listening, how he feels about me as a parent. Does he feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So for the most part, and really at least attempting to make him feel safe and being honest, because I don't want my kids to be scared of me, but I want honest feedback. So the feedback was basically they get the majority of whatever they want. They do whatever they want. They got a good life. He think that I'm a good dad, but he don't always get what he want when he asks me for it. But he think I'm a good dad. So I asked him, well, does he feel that I'm being the best dad that I'm capable of being? And he said yes. So I asked him, does he feel like he's being the best son that he's capable of being? And he said no. So I asked him if he feels that way, why does he behave that way? So said all that to say this, these are the things that I'm trying to do to be a better parent, a more effective parent. Try to get my kids to understand stuff and grow to be mature, responsible, respectful, all these things to avoid the chaos and conflict that comes with the alternative of them being disobedient, disrespectful, and those things. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome because I really I really don't want to whoop him. Um, that's something I'm not gonna say I'm conflicted about it. I don't feel like I don't feel like it's the most effective thing. I don't know that it's effective at all. I do see how it can temporarily influence behavior, but as a parent, I want my kids' behavior to be a product of their character, their belief, their personality, their honor, their integrity, all of those things, not a product of their fear that if they don't behave a certain way, then I'm going to hurt them because I don't want to hurt them. With that being said, I asked him, do you think I won't? Because that's how I kind of feel. So I feel like I'm in that, I don't want to say lost generation, but like the generation that's kind of trying to bridge the gap between the old school and the new world, because it is a completely different world that these kids are growing up in. And you can't get advice about something from people that don't have no, I don't want to say you can't get advice. Um, Somebody can't offer you a perspective or guidance to go through something they never been through. I mean, they can offer you opinion, suggestion, all of those things, but if it's not really based off experience, everybody just guessing. Now, you going off the information that you have to apply to a different situation, but ultimately, my parents can't really help deal with this generation because they never dealt with this generation. You know, I feel I have more responsibility to try to bridge the gap to get my parents to understand how to interact with them than my parents teaching me, and vice versa. So it's a unique situation. You're never done being a parent. Your kids grow up, you're still a parent. So having contributed what I contributed to the outcomes of my older children now being young adults and seeing how they turned out, I am proud of them, but I do have a lot of disappointment and regret about the lack of the relationship and influence that I have with them, because I want to be in their life for them. I want to be in their life to do everything that I can to help them not go through all of the things that I went through, to not have to struggle and suffer. And it's obvious difference regardless, just because you know all my older kids are girls, so their experience in the world and the workforce is different than mine anyway. But just life is life for everybody. Everybody should know how to take care of themselves. But more so, I mean, everybody should, I believe, get to a point where they have done enough to understand what they need to do to create the type of life that they want to have, and have the quality of life that they want to have, do the things that they want to do, experience the things they want to experience. So that's what I want for all of my kids, and I want to be the example of that. So trying to be a better parent, and then reflecting on the situation with Micah, it kind of led me to thinking about my dad. And I was listening to my video about being my own best friend. On there, I mentioned, having unresolved issues, but I wasn't talking about my dad when I said it. But I mean, there's so many unresolved issues that who knows where to start, and it's just deal with whatever I'm dealing with as it comes up. So my dad, we had a lot of conflict just because I got sick of him. What I felt like was, one, having a lack of accountability for all the damage he did by not being what he should have been as a husband or as a father. So provider, protector, example, like not like my dad, he wasn't that stuff. Um, Now provider to an extent for a period of time, but also I don't really recall him being able to provide the type of life that I feel like anybody would have been happy with. Now, that's a process. Obviously, my parents had kids when they were young. So if I really look at it, it's like, unfortunately, he didn't even get to the point where he was coming into his prime as a man or maturity or whatever. So that, because I mean, we could say it, but I mean, it takes time to build a life. So I got to see his attempt at building a life and the lessons that he taught us within that time frame. But I just got so sick of him trying to basically take credit for everything that me or my siblings accomplished and then not take responsibility for all of his poor choices and bad decisions and the impact that it had on us. I know I missed out on things solely because my dad was irresponsible and I couldn't make appointments and get paperwork or whatever, like simple stuff that like is no excuse for, in my opinion. Like my kids get to do whatever they want to do, and I ain't start this to make this about me versus my dad. More so that the more I think about it, as much as I strive to be a good parent, it's not really going to come down to what I feel. Now, can I be at peace knowing that I did the best that I could do with what I had? Yes. And I think in my case, that's actually more genuine than most people. I think a lot of people say that, like, because it sounds good. Like, I did the best that but did they really? Because a lot of parents don't. I see all the time that a lot of parents don't do the best that they can. A lot of parents don't prioritize their kids. A lot of parents are selfish. A lot of parents are whatever. And I'm not trying to be one of them parents, and I ain't really trying to talk down about those parents. Just acknowledge that all parents are not really living up to that saying that they're doing the best that they can. But I do feel like I am, and I can always do better. So just because I felt like I'm doing the best that I can, that's because I am aware of my limited knowledge base, my limited resource base, my limited thought processes, so on and so forth, and to continue to try to get better as a person and create a better situation in general, so that it allows me to be a better father. So yeah, the building a man. We back to that. Like I'm really trying to build myself to be the man that I need to be to accomplish what I want to accomplish, and doing this is a big deal. So I'm just trying to stick to it because it does matter to hear myself just talking out my thoughts, reinforcing some things that I may lose sight of from time to time, having the accountability, and even just having the record, because I could listen to something and like I forgot all about that because in the moment that's what's on my mind, but that doesn't mean that I'm always going to be mindful of it. So having an actual video or recording documentation that I can go back and listen to when I'm not being mindful of it, when I haven't kept it at the forefront of my thought process, when I haven't done the things that I need to do consistently to get the outcomes that I want, to go back and just remind myself, hey, it's not hard. It ain't no excuse. The world not out to get you. None of that. It's simply, are you doing what you need to do consistently enough, long enough to get the results that you want? And this is like the first step in that process. And I'm more optimistic about it now than I was in the past. I think in the past I wasn't necessarily optimistic, but I was certain. I'm still certain. So I was certain, like I accepted it's a process, it's a matter of time. I never doubted it. I still don't doubt it. I still had that certainty, but I don't think I had the optimism that I have now, because now it's like the optimism is coming in where I'm seeing like the positive feeling associated with accomplishing these things versus just this is what's going to happen. So trying to be my own best friend, a big part of that is holding myself accountable to becoming the best person I can be. And also, am I being the best parent that I could be in the situations that I have the opportunity to parent? And what are the outcomes that I want? What are the inputs that, I'm putting into the situation to get those outcomes? And hopefully, we'll see different results with my younger kids than the older kids. And just going forward, having a better life, having better relationships is gonna create a better life, regardless if it's the same situation with the same people, but you're around these people and y'all got great relationships through the struggle versus you're around these people and y'all got terrible relationships through the struggle. It's the people, it's the relationships. So me to be the best person that I could be, continue to be the best friend that I could be for the people that I consider myself a friend to, and continue to try to find people to be that for me, but be it for myself until I find some other people to be that for me. So just still trying to be my best friend.